Hey guys, Dave from the Wee Hours here, diving into some more RimWorld, and this time beginning the Mechanitor, another scenario I haven't really poked at yet. One person, a couple of robots, some fairly advanced technology, and not much else. I have a hard enough time starting RimWorld with 3 colonists in the crash-landed scenario, and 2 in the Sanguiphage is challenging, and 1 in the Mechanitor is certainly going to tax me a little bit, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to go with the Mechanitor. As we do around the channel, we're going to keep it on normal mode, so adventure, story, and reload every time. And again, with anomaly, we're going to go with ambient horror. As we've discussed before, when you turn on the monolith, anomaly tends to dominate the story, and it becomes all about anomaly, which is not really what I want. This is about the Mechanitor. So ambient horror. There's going to be a little bit of anomaly, but not like all the anomaly in the world. Whatever you create is totally fine, RimWorld. You just do your jam, man. I will find us a very comfortable place to live. Right out of the gate, I got us a perfect little spot down here in a temperate forest. Large hills, marble, sandstone, granite, 40 out of 60 days of growing, which is my preferred. I think it's not too easy, it's not too hard. It's just right, as the kids say these days. Hashtag just right. No pollution and the normal amount of diseases and that sort of thing. So we're going to set up shop right there in that temperate forest. Now, in terms of ideology, I already had a clear idea about this going in. It's got to be the techno-utopians. It has to be. Transhumanism, so we're going to want to rip parts of our bodies off and replace them with toasters and blenders and, I don't know, bionic arms and claws and all sorts of things. And then the collectivist. Each person is part of a greater whole. That greater whole better darn well be a robot. So right out of here, techno-utopians, we're just going with that. Strong beliefs, so, you know, we'll create some challenges. I've done a lot of stuff with transhumanism in RimWorld before, and they get super, super, super fussy as the game goes on. They have a lot of insane demands, but we're going to wing that. Let's just go with techno-utopians on that. Now, here's the sticky part. Jacob, if indeed that is your real name, Jacob. I got one person. One person. So I'm not even going to be able to spread the love out around 2 or 3 people and get some broad ranges of skills. I got to go with one person here, and every single one of them will be a recluse. RimWorld's got a very clear idea on how this is going to go, and as usual, I will just shatter that and do it my own way. So everyone is a recluse coming into this. So the fewer people in Jacob's faction, the happier he is. Jacob, here's the gig, man. I have filled the top of the screen with settlers before. I have filled the top of the screen. So many colonists that they had to shrink the character icon to fit them on the top of the screen. So you're going to be happy now. You may not be happy later. Now, immediately, Jacob, I really appreciate you coming by for the interview. I do. Your resume is broadly not bad, but you can't do any violence, so that's not going to work out. The biggest thing I was thinking about with this last night before I started this up is medical. I've got to have a medical skill because this is the only person. They're going to have to heal themselves if they get into trouble. So, wait, you were childhood organ farm? You were raised in an illegal underground organ farm? Oh my god, I love you. Why can't you do violence? I would totally take you on. You were used to grow organic implants for wounded mercenaries. Do you have things missing? You should. You got an artery blockage in your heart. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, Jacob, I'm sorry. It's not really going to work out, kid. I need someone with a much broader range of skills, except for construction. So we're going to show up with a construction bot who will have a construction skill of 10. I actually went and looked that up like a barbarian. But yes, apparently the constructoids come in with a base construction skill of 10, sort of a hidden skill on their part. Jones... Yeah, I mean, I see what you're giving me here, and it's not really that much, is it, Jones? Dude, okay, you're not great at shooting. You can punch people. You have a base medical training. You're coming in with an axe and a longsword. You're just ready to go, aren't you? We're going to have a think about you, dude. Joped, I want to see a medical here. I really want to see a medical. You're addicted to drugs. That's going to be a bit of a problem. You are a body modder, though. That would be a great trait with transhumanism. You're going to love life around here. Lou, the music idol. Yeah, you're artsy. You're artsy, but you have no medical. Valentine. Okay, I mean, you can slap a Band-Aid on yourself. Oh, yeah, no. Tortured artist? No, thank you. No. Permanent -8 mood debuff, and you're addicted to drugs. Probably because you're a tortured artist. I understand those things go hand in hand, I'm told. How about Sam? Sam, you're terrible. Dweeb. Yeah, I mean, You exist. You are only 14. Oh, that's kind of fun. It's a terrible idea. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this at all. No, that's a terrible idea. A 14-year-old Mechanitor. I kind of want to do this. Dweeb, I'm just gonna kind of put you. I'm gonna put you up here for right now, and we're gonna kind of look at you for a sec. You can technically shoot a gun. You can punch people real good, and you're really keen on it. Your construction is terrible. I don't care. Your mining is terrible. I can work on that because you're 14. I will send a 14-year-old boy down into the mines. You can cook. You have a plant skill. You have a terrible but base medical training. You can slap a Band-Aid on yourself. And your intellectual is terrible. But all of these things are going to get a lot better because you're 14. I love this. A teenage Mechanitor. Barely a teenage Mechanitor. Oh, I've got to do this. This is a terrible idea. I can hear the comments section going, no, take literally any of the other ones except this one. Or just please, do what you always do, Dave. Sit there and hit randomize for an hour. No, we're going with Dweeb, the teenage Mechanitor. You chose to take on mechanoids as your servants, workers, and warriors. As you gained strength, others became fearful. It became clear you needed to get away from the influence of humanity. Kid, you're 14. What do you mean, influence of humanity? You love being influenced by humanity. All teenagers do. You've migrated to this sparsely populated RimWorld with some of your metallic helpers. Oh, this is going to be a trip. What have I just done to myself? I've got a 14-year-old Mechanitor. Dweeb, welcome to the planet. I slam everything into pause mode. Okay, what have I done? This series will never see the light of day. I'll get halfway through this and go, this is a tragic mistake. Components and food and money and robots and these, the basic subcores, I really do need those quite badly, actually. Okay, so let's have a think. I was thinking about this last night, as I do. I basically either play RimWorld or sit around thinking about RimWorld. Mrs. Dave gets rather antsy when I do that. She's like, you're thinking about RimWorld again. I'm like, yeah, I am. So as I was thinking about this, I thought my biggest issue is going to be fighting anything at all. Nothing here, nothing that I've landed with can fight. And that's a bit of a problem. I am just kind of idly noticing that we've got some rich soil over here. Dweeb may not be able to plant things, but what he does plant at least will grow very well. So I was having a real think about defense. How am I going to protect myself from literally anything? This is actually not looking like a stunningly good map either. A little bit of steel. Okay, a few components, more steel up there. More components. I mean, components are great. I'm going to need a lot of those if we're doing this Mechanitor gig. I don't think Dweeb's going to last through the end of the day, but we'll see how it goes. More components, even better. Maybe I take advantage, which I don't normally do. Maybe I take advantage of an existing building and kind of work with this. I mean, it comes with its own table. You gotta love that. We're going to claim that table. I'm going to have that table right there. So maybe we kind of begin to work with this existing building. Because right outside is some nice rich soil. So how about we start to plan that out and specifically plan for defense? Now what I do have is a whole lot of steel. I got 900 steel to begin with, and I can keep working from there. Okay, Dweeb, you hang tight, kid. I'm going to start to plot some stuff out here. Let's go with a structure. And then I've got steel. That's what we're going to make things out of. Dweeb will hate it because it's ugly. But hey, you know what, kid? You're just going to have to learn to live with things. I'm going to bring all of that in there. And then we're going to keep that door. First of all, before we start to do anything, let's claim all of this. All of this belongs to us now, okay? And the trees. Yeah, the trees too. Yeah, we own everything, all right? We're a 14-year-old Mechanitor. Dweeb, I love you. I don't know why. I don't think you're going to last to the end of the day. None of this should go well, but I'm going with Dweeb. So let's do. Actually, I say a wooden door. I don't have any wood. I've landed with no wood. It's all steel. This is going to be a metal colony. Not metal because it's made out of steel. I mean metal because metal. I feel Dweeb is into like some Anthrax or some Slayer or something. He's 14. You know the kid's into something aggro. Let's start with a stockpile. And just draw that out there. And then the lifter bot will carry all that stuff over. So the constructo bot can start working on the walls. The lifter bot will start carrying things over. And let's move this table into here. Okay, because then I can figure out the walls here. And something up here will be like Dweeb's temporary bedroom or something. Okay, everyone go do things. Yeah, everyone's starting to move things. Dweeb, this usually takes me ages, but this is going to be real easy. Just do literally everything. Do literally everything, because you're it. Firefighting, patient, and bed rest at number 1. Also, doctor at number 1. Actually, technically, you can tend yourself. That's not really... Yeah, just be doctor at number 1. There's no one else here for you to doctorize. I don't really care about wardening or handling right now. Cooking, also basically number 1. We'll put it at 2 for right now. Growing. So you're going to do growing and plant cutting. Thankfully, you at least have a base skill in that right now. We need to get a degree of food going on, and you have no weapon, so you're not going to be able to shoot anything immediately. So let's just start some basic growing areas up in this very, very nice... Before you do that, Dave, before you do that, let's deconstruct these and deconstruct these, because you don't need those, do you? No, it was a silly waste of time having those. Let's get some power, because I'm going to need power like you read about. I don't know how often you read about power. I'm going to assume, like, not that often. I don't know, maybe you're like an engineer or something, and you specifically do engineer stuff with... I don't know, solar panels or wind turbines or something. You're like, Dave, I actually read about power quite frequently. Usually 2 or 3 times a week, I read, Power Journal, which is, the weekly journal of people who are into power. I like electricity power, not power like having control over other people. Put that there, and then put this one like this. And then this is obviously, as we all know, just going to block any trees or anything growing behind or in front of the wind turbines, so they work to maximum efficiency. Okay, get that. And then just for giggles, cut that tree, just 'cause I'm not sure if it'll block anything. Okay, this is going on well, and the lifter bot is moving things around. While you're in there, kid, I'm going to set up a dumping stockpile zone just temporarily here for no other reason. Put only... chunks in there, please. So no corpses. That's toxic waste packs. You know what? If you happen to come, you know what? I say that. We're actually going to be generating toxic waste packs sooner than I think, because when we make robots, the waste material from the production is a toxic waste pack. So yeah, actually keep those there for right now, because that's where you want to store toxic wastes, outside in the bright sun. Ideally, we want to put those in a freezer, but we're not going to be able to put that together immediately. All right, how are we doing? Lifterbot is moving things around. Oh, you're already on that. Oh, you're already on that gig. Cool. This one, I don't want to do all of them. This one, and this one. Just haul those out of there. The Constructo bot's working on the power. That's great. Let's also have a think about some kind of vague bedroom for Dweeb. Dweeb, I love you. I love you. You might be my masterwork. I know, regular viewers are like, nah, Dave, come on. You've done amazing things with RimWorld characters. I mean, we all remember Tiddles, and we all remember Baby who was named Baby, and now you're working on Chitty. But no, Dweeb, you may become my masterwork. We'll see. I've got great plans for you if you survive to the end of the day. More importantly, Dweeb is out here growing anything at all. It's going to take you ages, kid. It's going to take you so long to do this, to cut all these trees. But if you can just get some stuff planted, that'd be super. We need to get any concept of food that doesn't really involve me shooting something out of the way. Oh, also, because we noticed the table is damaged, remember to turn on auto repair, so somebody will fix that at some point. And by somebody, I broadly mean the bots. Okay, let's do some more steel, like this. They're gonna hate this. Nobody likes to live in a steel wall. Except prisoners, but they don't really like it. They just kind of like what they have to do, what with the being in prison. Okay, door there, door there, door there. Don't really need this, so somebody deconstruct that at some point. And, well, where do we get oh, we already got some wood chopped down. Wow, Dweeb, you're actually doing all right with that. Tell you what, you give a 14-year-old an axe, all of a sudden it's Deforestation City around here. I love Deforestation City. It's a really great place to spend like a long weekend. You don't want to spend more than like 3 or 4 days there, what with the no trees and all. What else could I be doing with you? I'd like to get you some sort of ranged weapon, or indeed, frankly, any weapon at all. But think about more of the defensive area here? Because that's what you were thinking about last night, Dave. Think about how are we going to protect ourselves from literally anything? And the answer is always traps. How much more steel do I have left? Because I'm burning through this fairly quickly. I got 721 left. Okay, don't do floors yet, Dave. Don't do floors. Power is going up. Going to need yet more steel to get that out of there. And just where we're setting up, is there like maybe, oh, that's going to be the Ancient Evil right there, isn't it? Is there maybe, okay, there's a little bit of steel up here, maybe like a comfortably local place to start mining. And I'm seeing a, well, yeah, there's one over here, a couple of them in the immediate area where we can start getting some more steel. Although, with all these trees coming down, I can make some things out of wood. Speaking of which, defense, defense, defense. So here's what I want to see. I want just a short area of wall. You say short, you just keep going there, don't you, dude? Just that'll be fine. So a short area of wall here. And then that like that. This like this. No. Let's try that again. This like this. I know you're saying I don't have enough stored. It's to the right, I assure you. And then do that again. So this down to here. And then we're going to start to put in... I would love to say steel traps, but we're not. Because I have a limited amount of steel, and I'm going to need that quickly. Because I'm going to need way more robots than this. Thankfully, I have the technology to do that. So we've landed, not only with batteries, which is the most annoying thing. RimWorld just tells you constantly how much you need batteries. Dude, you need batteries. Hey, why don't you have a battery? Why don't you get a battery, dude? Hey, this is RimWorld talking to you, Dave. Why don't you get a battery on board? Okay, batteries, we've got that. We've got basic mech tech. More importantly, we have microelectronics. I know really, really advanced microelectronics, but, like, I don't know how... Do I even know how stone cutting works? I do. Okay, great. I don't know anything else, though. So I was just having a thought, and I've forgotten what that thought is. Oh, basic mech tech. We need a charger. We need a robot charger. Otherwise, you know, their batteries wear out, and we're like, we don't have mechs anymore. So, hence me needing, like, a lot of power very, very quickly. Let's get this over to here, and then just do regular conduits, like this way and this way. Okay, how are you doing, Dweeb? You're working real hard on those trees, kid. I get it. You're working super, super hard on those trees. Not much else, if we're honest. And let's get, well, I say let's get the charger going. There's no point getting the charger going until we get the electricity going. Keep working on plotting everything out with your trap corridor. So, security. I would love to do steel traps, but I don't want to use up all of my steel. So we're going to go with just wooden traps, and hopefully that will suffice for right now. And then, what is the problem? Is there a happy tree? Oh, I hate the happy trees. Happy trees don't make me happy. It's weird. So I can't quite get one in there. I could get one there. That will likely be enough for right now. This is all just temporary. And then put up some doors. So a wooden door here, and then probably one up here, and then between the traps so they can actually repair the traps without walking over them. I know I don't need one there. I'd really like to put one there. It just makes me happy when I put one there because it's all even. But no, they can just come in here and repair the trap from there. Try to conserve your materials, Dave, as best you can. You're not known for being good at that. Really, you started one? How about finishing the first one before you get to the second one? Dweeb, I think we're in a position we can start moving this a little bit faster. I know that will come as a complete shock to you. You're still working on trees. That's a mega sloth. That will not attack you unless you attack it, and we have no plans to do that. I got to think about, I want to put, let's get rid of this for a start. That will help my thought process here. So deconstruct that, haul that, and then, I don't know, call me when you're done. But let's think about a bedroom, but also I need an area I can start building more robots. Ideally, out of the gate, I'd like to see an agrihand, a farming bot, because that'll take the pressure off of Dweeb. Dweeb can work on some other things, and, you know, if you're a 14-year-old boy, you got a lot going on in your life. You're listening to aggro music, everything is sad, and everybody hates you, so if I can get him off planting, he's probably going to appreciate that, and he can just kind of rock out in his bedroom. Speaking of bedroom, how much wood are we kind of acquiring here? Not a small amount, actually. And you got 4 potatoes planted, kid. That's good, because that's literally all you're eating. The wind turbines are up. They're not working super efficiently right now because they're still blocked by some trees down here, but that will change over time. Yep, there's another tree there. That's all fine. It's all going to get worked out. And by worked out, I've got a 14-year-old with an axe who's going to deal with that. If you want to grab that heal root at any point too, that should not take you long. Everything is getting moved, which is super. So this is exactly what I wanted to see right now. This is technically outdoors. Could we perhaps get a roof on this, please? So build a roof area. Chunks of spacecraft have landed. That's fine. But build a... let's get a roof on here, please. Do that. And then I know walls are not technically up yet, but build a roof over there too. It'll be fine. We got columns. There's columns in here. I don't really need 6 columns. Like 1. Can I move these? I can't move it. I could build a copy of it right in the middle, but I can't really move them, which is unfortunate. Which makes sense. You don't want to just move a column. I mean, the whole roof is going to fall down. I can, back burner this, Dave. Back burner this one. You can think about columns later when you've got time in your life to think about columns, which is not right now. More wood coming in. Faster than I thought, too. Dweeb, let me try and sort something out for you, because you're sleeping on the floor, man. So let's see what we can do here. Let's do a wooden wall. They will eventually deconstruct that. This is not going to be like the world's greatest bedroom, Dweeb, but I'm going to do the best I can with this. And then a wooden door, and then we'll get you some kind of bed in here. No, that's a steel wall, Dave. Some kind of bed in here. A nice double bed for Dweeb. Don't know why. You're 14. You can't be that big. You don't need a double bed. But here you go. You can have that in there. Little bedroom for Dweeb. Okay, this is actually kind of going according to my plan. I know you're watching the channel and you're a regular viewer going, my God, you had a plan this time? Well, kind of. Yeah, my big issue was defense. How are we going to defend from anything? Because I don't really want Dweeb getting injured. I could put up a crafting spot and give him a bow right now, and I'll probably do that fairly soon when we're a little further along in the work here. But I would prefer he just never got injured, ideally. And I'd like to get, the columns are really starting to bother me at this point. Get this one out of here. We don't need this. The place is more than well covered. And build a wooden column here that'll cover all of that, and then deconstruct these. You know what? Why don't you put up the column before you deconstruct the other ones? And then we're going to do the same thing down here. So a wooden column right here, and then we'll start the process of deconstructing these. I need all the space I can get around here. The Constructo bot's doing the best he can, but boy, there's a lot of work going on here. And get this granite chunk out of here. The lifter bot will do that. I think lifter bot is primarily not even close to done. Okay, not even close to done. Just has so much more to go there. Lots and lots of things. Don't move the guinea pigs. We don't need them inside the property. Oh, speaking of mechs, let's make sure you guys are auto-repairing. Okay, so don't come whining to me is what I'm asking there. Dweeb, you've got a bed. Congratulations. A 14-year-old Mechanitor. This is such a terrible idea. This is so bad. I think you've almost done all the trees. Is this tree? No, that tree is not blocking the wind turbine. Okay, so we don't really care too much about that one. Chunks of spacecraft, again. We'll come to that when we have an ability to come to that. But really what I need right now is the power, because I've got to get the charging stations up and running. We do not need that column either. I've got to get these charging stations up, otherwise the mechs will run out of batteries, and then Dweeb's going to have to do everything himself. So go to biotech, 1 mech recharger. Maybe pop, if I pop that there, would that bork pathing if there's a mech in the charger? Just in case it does, let's put it, say, over here. Okay, so 1 mech charging station. I should have all the things I need for that. What is that, by the way? 125 steel, 1 component. I'm glad I'm going heavy on the wood now. We don't have unlimited steel. We landed with a lot, but not that much. Wow, you're already up to plants 4. Dweeb, I'm going to make a gardener out of you yet. You're doing great, kid. You're not going to survive the day. Oh, you technically did actually survive the day. But you're not going to survive very long. But I love everything you're doing. I really do. Everything you're doing is pleasing me right now because you're a 14-year-old Mechanitor. And you may be one of my greatest creations. Next thing I'd like to do is start getting some mining done. Not only for steel, but to start to have a think about how we could expand this base. Probably expand this way and maybe down here. And keep everything inside. And this is like our only outside area here. Dweeb, how are you feeling? Like, how's your thing? Initial optimism, yeah, that won't last. Transhumanist modded, yeah, because you have the mech link that controls the robots, you technically roll into this game already happy that you're a transhumanist. You ate without a table. There is literally a table right there, kid. There is a table right here. Okay? Would it help if you had a chair? I will give you a chair. What do I want to make that chair out of? Wood? Yeah, wood. We can get more wood. Steel is going to be a little bit harder to come by. You're building the mech recharger. That's great, kid, except you haven't actually connected up the power. Okay, we don't actually have any power for the mech recharger. You're going to sit in your little recharger and go, oh boy, my batteries sure do need charging. And it's going to be like, nah, dude, I got no power. You should have hooked up the power cables. Okay, you can sit here all day, man. You ain't getting charged up. Lights would be nice, too. We're not making a lot of progress on the whole wall in that we put in one section of it. I know you've got a lot to do, Constructobot. Okay, you're basically in charge of this colony right now. You're quite literally putting this whole thing together. And the lifter bot's helping by moving things around and getting things. Yeah, you're kind of focused on the chair. Sure. I mean, Dweeb's gonna love that. Well, he's not gonna love it. He's just gonna not hate it. That's cool. Again, see the little flashing lightning bolt here? That means no power, Constructoid. That means no power. So don't come whining to me when you're on like 3% battery charge and you're like, oh boy, I really wish I had put the power cables in. I'm so sad I didn't put the power cables in. Dweeb, remind me what your construction is, actually. I think all of your skills were kind of meh. So, bio, you got, yeah, construction of 2. You're pretty terrible. I think that would allow you to put power cables in, though. That's a fairly low-level construction thing. It's just, hang on. I got one person here. And Dave, you've put in the fields that you do for 3 people. You don't need this much food. Also, you set everything to potatoes. Everything is potatoes right now. How about you change this to rice? I'm mostly doing this so the power, the wind turbines won't be obstructed. That's pretty much my goal there. But these are grossly too big. Way too big. Put cotton in there. We'll have plenty of food. I'm not worried about food. The kid's going to be swimming in potatoes. I don't know if kids are into that. I mean, they might not be. Maybe it's a fad. Maybe swimming in potatoes. I don't know. It's probably on the TikToks or the whatnots. But yeah, swimming in potatoes. This kid's going to be swimming in potatoes. Maybe I want to spin Dweeb over to something other than growing. Really what I want is this one tree down more than anything. So, Dweeb, take a break. Why don't you go, I know you're not good at this, but go number 1 on construction and just get done what you can get done. Okay, so you're going to go, what, probably for some power cables? Yeah, that's a great idea because the mechs need the charging station. Just take a break from the gardening. You've done a lot of gardening, kid. I know this one wind turbine is still technically obstructed. Maybe you could kind of favor chopping that down. Dweeb, if you could just get on that one really quick, and that will just help the power situation there. Also, putting in the power cables will really, really help the power situation. And then I'm going to need to target some more wood because we're going to be out of that very quickly. I probably won't even have enough to put up all of my traps. Dweeb, oh, you're building more power cable. Construction botched. Yeah, you're terrible. But you're going to get better. You're 14. You've got your whole life ahead of you, except for the first 14 years. Those ones have already gone by. You're not going to be able to do much with those. Okay, the charger is on. So that'll at least keep the bots going. Well, one at a time anyway. It's only 1 per charger. I'll need more in the future. But let's put up just a basic lamp here and, I don't know, say here. So Dweeb's got a little light around the place. And you're going to work on some other things here. Good. Keep doing what you're doing. There, you ate at a table. Don't you be whining to me about not eating at a table, because you literally just ate at a table. Now what? I've got him off the planting gig. These things should be working at max efficiency right now, and indeed they are. I should actually start putting up some batteries. I mean, I have the tech to do it. That's not the worst idea I've ever had. I've had a lot of worse ideas. I've been up since 6. I've had worse ideas since I woke up this morning. One of them was ignoring my cat when he wanted food. Gets real fussy about that. The whining. Just the whining. The constant whining. The howling. The please feed me. And I'm like, dude, could you at least let me drink some coffee? And the cat's like, nah, I really need food. I'm like, you just finished your food. from last night. I know you ate it right before I got up, so I put new food in your bowl. And the cat's like, yeah, you're on to me. But also feed me. We've got a visitor. Okay. Valentine. Wait a minute. Weren't you one of my potential colonists? Close that out. Let's just let them get here, first of all, and then I'll have Dweeb deal with that nonsense. Where are they? I should have probably clicked on that. Where are they? Recreation variety. Meal source and batteries. Again, the battery thing is not the worst idea. I could just put one down here temporarily. Just for something to store a degree of power. This is starting to look better in terms of security. Could we maybe get this out of the door? What are you? You're the Constructo bot. Where's the lifter bot? Can I make you do things? No, I can't. Dweeb, could you just go ahead and haul that marble chunk so the door closes? Because it's not really very secure if there's a chunk in the door. We all know that. Okay, that's totally a thing that's science. Where's my visitor here? Have they shown up yet? Really should have clicked on that to know where they are. They might have something to trade, and I have some money. I have not a small amount of money here. We've moved the money in too. So they'll show up eventually, and they'll hang out around the colony for a little bit. There they are. Dweeb, go negotiate with Val here and see if they've got anything good. They actually, I'm considering we have nothing except really high levels of technology. They actually might. So what have you got? Mind numb serum. Well, you're rolling in having a good day. I'll take your herbal medicine. I will even take your pemmican, actually, because it's food. It's food. That's all I need right now. Yeah, you can keep the spear. Although you don't have any other weapon, Dave. You don't have any other weapon. No, not for 312. That's ridiculous. For a steel spear. That's absolutely outrageous. And also, let's deconstruct these, because there's probably more components in there. Good. The bot here is hauling the food in. I got to think about some sort of refrigerated area next. Yeah, the power's already starting to go. That battery probably would have been a real good idea, Dave. Let's go ahead and do that. This is not an ideal place for a battery. Please don't ever put your batteries in, like, the living area, because they can go boom, and that will set fire to everything. But needs must. We've got a limited amount of time and resources to get this base stabilized, is what I'm going to argue. Stabilized. And I would love to get that door down, guys. Are we out of wood? We are out of... Well, we're not quite out of wood, but we certainly don't have enough to do a door. So let's go with chopping some trees here, and then I might need to spin... Yeah, or I could just replace it with a steel door. I could just do that. How much steel do we have left over here? Probably not as much as I think. In fact, the answer is 0. I've used up all my steel. That's it. Putting this thing together has used up all of my steel, which is sad, because now I don't have enough steel to make a robot. So somebody's going to have to go on mining Dweeb, because there is nobody else, Dweeb. It's just you. Huh. Let me have a little think about this. Okay, I've got to reprioritize Dweeb into mining now. Although I need the wood. Dweeb, with just the one of you here, this is getting complicated. Also, is there no roof here? No, it's indoors. Okay, it's indoors. Just for argument's sake, let me just make sure that everything is where it needs to be. So, build a roof. Yeah, you're fine. Okay, that's totally fine. The visitors are leaving. Neat. Dweeb, what's like your plan for the day? You're going for a walk. Totally unacceptable, man. How about we put up a horseshoe pin here just to keep you vaguely entertained? And then, Dweeb, what I need is for you to kind of focus on some tree cutting right now, and then do that one as well when you're done with that. Well, you're actually not bad at that. You're moving through that, kid. I know you're level 4. Have you gone up at all? No, still level 4, but you like doing it. That's good. So you're going to learn a little bit faster. That'll be some wood, hopefully enough to do the rest of this here. That's my goal, anyway. So you're coming in to do that. What's your move with this? Okay, yeah, you're going to focus on the horseshoe pin. Cool. Awesome. When you get that done, well, you've done the door, move over. Really, the horseshoe pin? Is that really your highest priority? It is, apparently. Could you please, Dweeb, come here. Kid, listen to me. Harvest that, and then harvest that. Just more. I just need this door. If I can get this door in, I will feel a lot better about what's going on in our lives right now. Ooh, also they've done all the columns, so let's deconstruct the rest of these, and that the battery has been put up and is indeed gaining power over time. This is a terrible place for a battery. Batteries should be well out of the way of everything else. Again, the whole explodey thing, you know how that goes. You're deconstructing that, and then we put the materials in for the door. We don't have quite enough wood yet, though. All right, Dweeb, I need you to stay focused on the tree cutting thing until we have enough wood for that. Or we get some more steel, and then I can put up an agrihand, or build an agrihand, rather. Although that's going to take several days. It's not like I can put that up out of nothing. Well, I could start building stuff out of silver. I suppose there's that idea. Big, nice silver door. And then go do that one as well. Okay. The door is up. Excellent. I have some traps ready to go. I'm feeling a little bit... perfect timing. A mad gazelle. Awesome. That could not have gone better. So right away, we need a zone. We need a runaway zone here. So we're going to go ahead and create a new area. And we are going to call that Flee Dweeb. There we go. Flee Dweeb. And we're going to expand that to basically be inside the base. So that and that like that. Yeah, do that. And then everybody, which is Dweeb, everybody, again, Dweeb, go in the Flee Dweeb thing. And then also the mechs go in the Flee Dweeb area. So nobody go outside. Okay, nobody go outside. Where, hang on, slow everything down here. Where is this alleged gazelle? Down here. Yep, it sure does look mad. I am very mad about things. What's going on over here? Some urns. Maybe another table we might want to grab at some point. All right, so everyone should just be hanging out here. They won't really have anything to do. Can I make you guys go get a charge? Like, am I allowed to? No, you're going to do that on your own. I suppose, hang on, if I technically drafted you, can I make you go get charged? No, I can't. All right. So here comes the gazelle. This could go one of two ways. One of them is good, one of them is not. The gazelle could just ignore us. Kind of figured you're going for the trap corridor there, kid. You could just ignore us, I guess. Just, you want to come in? They're only wooden traps. They don't even really hurt that much. Nope, you're going to bugger off. Okay, well, we're safe in here. We may as well do some other things, which is if we do eventually get some gazelle meat, we're going to need to butcher that up. So do that, and then we're going to need some kind of cooking, so put that up there. There we go. Okay, gazelle's dead. All right, wooden traps did their job. Now, of course, we've got to replace them, but wooden traps did their job. Hang on. Everybody hang on. So butcher a creature forever. Ideally, the gazelle would be the optimal one. And then I also saw there's a squirrel down here for reasons I can't adequately explain. So, take that one as well. Dweeb, now I got to spin you on to cooking. You're 2 on cooking, but you're 1 on construction. How about you be 1 on cooking right now? All right. And then also, by the way, everyone can go outside. So unrestricted. Yes, unrestricted for now. I'm probably going to restrict my bots later to like just the home area because they do wander. And then, a gazelle goes mad and all of a sudden I'm down a bot and I've got to go repair it. Dweeb, what are you doing? You're playing horseshoes. Okay. Could we maybe not do that? Also, we want to store corpses in here. Actually, all of them. That's fine. Just anything. I don't know who's going to be dying in the near future, but, go ahead and butcher them. Don't butcher them. I haven't told you to butcher them. But, store them. Hang on, though. I don't want anything, because they'll go nuts. They'll pick off everything in the map. Nothing rotten in there. Okay, no rotten corpses. Thank you for... No rotten anything, actually. No rotten food. No rotten nothing. Now, as I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted by the gazelle, what I need to think about is a refrigerated area. Even if he never sows this, that's probably enough food for a 14-year-old boy. I gotta figure it is. I know, apparently they eat a lot, but I gotta figure that's enough. The squirrel is coming in. Neat. Dweeb, could you maybe, focus here? Could you actually... We don't have... Yeah, prioritize doing the campfire, please. We seem to have all this... Wait, you have an auto pistol. Wait, Dweeb? Dweeb? First of all, you're a 14-year-old kid with an auto pistol. Also, Dweeb, you needed to let me know that. Okay? I've been working under the assumption you have no weapons. You have a bio-coded auto pistol. Why does a 14-year-old boy have a bio-coded auto pistol? That doesn't make any sense, but you've got one. Okay, I still don't want you to get injured, though. That's my concern. So great, you can shoot people. Awesome. Love what you're doing there. More importantly, you could actually hunt. But you can shoot people. I really don't want you getting injured. That's the thing. I can't afford to have anybody down. Go ahead, yeah, chop that up. And then do other things, like chop up the gazelle. And then when this is up, I'll have you start cooking some things, too. I don't even know why I'm bothering to butcher them. We probably won't be able to cook it fast enough for the meat to not go bad. But we'll give it a shot. All right, so get some gazelle meat coming in there from a previously mad gazelle. Now you're going to deconstruct this. I need more wood, obviously. That's the real key here. So I'm going to... Dweeb, I'm going to be micromanaging you, and I hate that, kid, but here it is. I need you back on #1 growing and plant cutting. Ooh, wow, lots of heal root. And get that, too, while you're on the task. And let's get some more trees cut down. I need a lot of wood. There's a nice little batch right in there, and get that guy as well. Dweeb, why do you not tell me about things? Dweeb, I know, you're a 14-year-old kid, and you don't tell anybody anything, because you're all aggro and sad, and everybody hates you. Justifiably so, I might add. But why didn't you tell me you had an auto pistol? Okay, why didn't you tell me, hey, I got a pistol. I can defend myself against this mad gazelle. You probably wouldn't have, because you're terrible at shooting. And the gazelle probably would have, I don't know, hit you in the face with its gazelle face. It would be like gazelle headbutt. And you'd be like, ow. And then you have to take care of yourself. That's the thing. Because there's nobody else to do any doctorizing around here. I could start to make your room a little better, but that's honestly going to be more wood. And also deconstruct this. Of course, this is giving me some stone blocks. What are we? Oh boy, we've got 14 granite blocks. I usually make 60. There we go, 74 granite blocks. No, hang on, those are marble blocks. Okay. We have some stone blocks, Dave, is really where you're going with the statement. Your takeaway, your bullet points, are that you have some stone blocks, not really enough to do much of anything. But I usually make a beeline right for stone cutting, but I can't. I gotta focus on getting some more wood and then getting some more steel. So we're going to go ahead and try and mine that vein out. I don't know when Dweeb's going to get to that, but we'll give it a shot. Can we get you through the night, Dweeb, and get you up and about and doing things, by the way? Because you're a little idle. You're just kind of hanging in bed. It's like, there we go. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning, kid. Let's go. You can have some pemmican. Really, you're favoring the pemmican over the preserved meals? Huh. Odd choice. Probably go with the nice packaged meals before I ate the pemmican. I could just tell him to not sow this. That would be an option. That's an option. Tell you what, don't sow these potatoes. Okay, do the rice, because they're going to come up really quick, and we'll have food really, really quickly. Don't bother sowing any more potatoes. And don't do that down here, either. Don't bother sowing any more of this. These are way too big. Again, I just put these up to not have the wind turbines be obstructed, because I do that in every single game. But I got to kind of rethink Dweeb and the bots here. And do this a little bit differently. So I do want you to take the trees down. I just don't want you to bother sowing this anymore. But the rice will take. The rice will definitely have. Could I even maybe shrink this a little bit? I could take that bit out. Okay, so let's shrink this zone. Just take that out. It will not obscure the wind turbines, so that's good. How are we coming along with any sort of wood? I noticed he took a tree down or two. The cotton I do want, because clothes. We're going to need clothes. Dweeb, what are you wearing these days? Like, what's a 14-year-old space kid into? Synthread. Yeah, sure. No, all the hip kids are into Synthread. You actually got a really good outfit. And a flak vest. And again, this bio-coded auto pistol that I did not know you owned. Why didn't you tell me that, Dweeb? Talk to me, man. Just talk to me. Okay? Come to me as a friend. I know you won't, because you're a teenager. There's a turkey. I should probably kill that. I have a thing with turkeys. They're horrible, horrible things. Oh, never mind. It's going to deal with it itself. Wow, that's a wily turkey. The turkey avoided every single trap. Now I'm stuck with it. Low mail drone. Great. Great. So Dweeb's going to be all moody now. A wave of anxiety and anger. Cool. Cool. You did a psychic drone on a 14-year-old boy. Make him moodier. There you go. Couldn't get out. You got in, but you couldn't get out. Just leave it there. Just leave it to bleed to death. Don't bother doing anything else to it. Okay, You have almost got this done. You've almost got this done. I would really like this cotton. I'm going to want cotton in the future, so I'm going to let you keep doing that. But then I need to spin you to mining because we need to, well, we need steel, period. And then I need to get some more bots going. I'm kind of feeling like right here will be bot creation headquarters, maybe down here. Those are pretty much your only options, Dave. You made 2 rooms. Okay, so it's either going to be here or here. Okay, there's not really any in between there. By the way, I see there's spots, yeah, where we took down the pillars. Let's expand the zones in there. All right, Dweeb's back on the horseshoe game. Nope, he's staring at the fire. Dweeb, how would you like to cook something? So, do simple meals. Can you do ×4? I think there's a skill level for that. You're not telling me that you can't. Do it until you have 10. There's only the one of you. So just do it until you have 10. And then pause when satisfied. So at 5, or when it comes from 10 down to 6, you're going to pause for a bit and go, hey, I don't really need to cook all of this. You're right in some cooking. Yeah, you're like, I'm going to get this gazelle. The turkey's in. The turkey's on board. And by on board, I mean dead. And then I need him to focus on cutting some trees down so we can reset the traps and, I don't know, have other things that I need wood for, which is, wow, you're super slow. You are making 4 of them, though. So I get it, Dweeb. You're 14. I didn't know how to cook at 14. I'm impressed you can do this. I mean, it's really just throwing a bit of gazelle meat on a fire. I mean, not on the fire. I'm sure you've elevated it in some way above the fire. That's probably how that cooking thing works. I don't know. Mrs. Davis, the grill person around here. Mrs. Davis basically in charge of everything. And then you're immediately going to have one of those meals. That's cool. It probably makes you maybe a little bit happier. And more importantly, the mechs are recharging. Good. You won't, because you don't have your own charger. I could kind of think about that. Because seeing as they showed up at the same time, I'm assuming they're going to need recharging around the same time. Dweeb's gone to bed, like a typical 14-year-old. Cotton field is done. There is some rice. I'd really like him to finish that. Do I really? Again, I've got a huge potato field over here. And now that I know the kid is armed, I can send him off hunting. At least things that won't hunt back. There's probably a bunch of stuff. Wow, there's so many things on the map. This kid could have been killing donkeys all day. Out with a little auto pistol, just slaughtering donkeys. But no, I thought the kid showed up unarmed. Well, here we are. Gazelles, turkeys, like virtually nothing on the map is going to fight back. Even the guinea pigs, and guinea pigs are known for their aggression. It's true, it's science. Okay, Dweeb, let's get you through the night here. And the Constructo bot here can just sit here and charge up. And the lifter's got basically nothing to do. Lifter's just bumming around because there's nothing to haul anymore. Dweeb's up. Good news. And what are you going to do now? You're going to chop up the turkey. Okay. Probably do a little bit more cooking until you are back up to the 10 meal gig. Yeah, there you go. You're getting right into some cooking there. So you're bringing in some turkey meat and then some gazelle meat. That's probably about it. I don't think we've got... Yeah, we don't have any other meat other than that. So you'll get that done. That'll be it. And then you'll hopefully go off to tree chopping. You'll probably finish the fields first. You seem very keen on that. Speaking of which, I'm very curious about your gardening skills. I'm really hyper attentive to this. Now, it's still 4, but a high 4, you're pretty close to level 5. You might be able to do some high-level stuff sooner than I thought, kid. How much does it take me? The answer is a lot. How much does it take me to make a mech gestator? 150 steel. That's actually not as much as I thought it was going to be. 150 steel. I've got 100 right now. I've already got the basic subcores, and I'll need some more steel to actually make a robot. Psychic drone is ending. Good. We won't be moody anymore. Okay. Maybe it's still spring. I've got all summer for this stuff to grow. And Dweeb has done the important part, which is taking down the trees. Here's what I'd like you to do, Dweeb. Could you just knock down 1 or 2 trees? Just to keep some wood coming in, just so we can reset those traps. And then take down that one, and that one, and that one. And then when you're done with that, I'm going to put you on to number 1 mining. I know, you're terrible at it. You're absolutely awful at mining, but somebody's got to do it, and the only person here is you. There's a raid. Cool. Well, everybody go into the Flea Dweeb area. By Flea Dweeb, I don't mean that you should run away from Dweeb. Kid, don't get sad about this. Don't get it. It's flee, dweeb. Just it's not about you. It's for you. I'm gonna have to rename that. That's kind of making me sad. That the kids just sitting there going, "Why do people run away from me all the time?" Everybody go into the flee dweeb area, please. Where are they? The pill slickers. Okay, they're going to prepare for a while and then attack. If that's the case, actually, you know what? Repair the table. That's a good idea. If they're going to prepare for a while and then attack, I've got a little bit of time. So, Dweeb, go back to the thing that you were doing there. Prioritize harvesting that, and then harvest that, and then harvest that. It's going to take them a while. So, go up here. Okay, he's got a rifle and a cowboy hat. Both of those are reasonably exciting. It's usually a naked guy with a knife, but we're showing up pretty heavily armed. Good thing we've got... Dweeb, hang on a sec. I'm gonna... Come here. I'm sad as you are, okay? I'm as sad as you are about this. So slam it into pause mode there. I've got to fix this. Where is... I want to manage my... No. I don't... Yeah, I want to manage my areas, please. Let's rename. I'm sad, okay? It sounds like I'm attacking Dweeb and people should run away from Dweeb. Run away, Dweeb. There you go. It is directed to you, not at you. I think those are basically synonymous. But anyway, run away, Dweeb. You know what? We'll make it... Okay, there you go. Exclamation mark. Run away, Dweeb. All right, that's better. I feel better, Dweeb. Do you feel better? I feel better. I know you were a little moody with the psychic pulse thing. But I hope you're feeling better about that. It's not a targeted attack that people should run away from you. It's encouraging you to run away from things that want to punch you in the face. Or indeed, cowboys who come along and want to shoot you with a rifle. All right, so we've got some wood. Neat. I'm just kind of waiting for a little pop-up up here saying, hey, they're starting their attack, and then we're going to go back into the runaway Dweeb zone. Not the flee Dweeb. Don't run away from Dweeb. He's very sad all the time. But he's got robots, so he's kind of a... He's got his thing going on there. You're going to go over... Okay, you're going to harvest, or rather sow some more rice. That's not a bad idea. That's a nice quick thing that you can do before the attack. And it'll be a little bit more food coming in. Again, refrigerated area. That's what I have to think of next. Oh, hang on. They're beginning their assault. Dweeb, go into the newly named Runaway Dweeb Zone, please. Okay, Runaway Dweeb. We don't really have a lot of traps set. Well, really, I can already feel the comments saying, Dave, why don't you put a door here so that animals don't wander in? I don't. And then for two reasons. One, it's a kind of a fussy pain in the neck to go and open the door and hold it open every time there's a raid. Two, this is free food. This is free food. And you're like, Dave, you don't have any traps. You have no defenses right now. Sure, true. That's absolutely correct. So, there, it's pros and cons, swings and roundabouts, as they say. But I don't generally do that. I'm just going to let them kind of do their jam. Dweeb, you are... Come here, Dweeb. Talk to me, kid. You are drafted, and you're going to come over here. And just to make sure they're going to stay safe. So, you're on the charger. I'm just going to draft you and have you stay right there. Okay, just hang out right there. So, where's my man here? Okay, it's going to take him a bit to get down there. I hope he doesn't ignore the trap corridor and start setting fire to things. No, he seems pretty keen on the murders. Yeah, no, he seems like he's really into murders right now. So, Dweeb, you just hang out there. And Basta here is going to swing in with a rifle. I mean, I would say you're slightly better armed. I think you are. Okay, he's down. Neat. Dweeb, meet Basta. Beta, excuse me, meet Beta. Right. Hey, Dweeb, remember when you had a bedroom? Undraft you. Undraft you. Everybody can go into unrestricted for right now. So, here's the thing, Dweeb. Remember when you had a bedroom? It's a prison now. So this is not for you anymore. This is for prisoners. Okay? Beta, the surgeon. Oh, that sounds good already. I already like the sound of you. Tell me about yourself. Yeah, you've got a 5 medical and passion for it too. Intellectual, crafting. You're filling in a lot of blanks with Dweeb. That's pretty good. Wimp and delicate, so don't send this guy out to fight. He'll drop like a stone. But you're going to fill in a lot of blanks. That crafting, medical, and intellectual. Dweeb, this is going to come as a surprise to you because you're a 14-year-old boy. Could you capture this adult male, please? And put him in prison that used to be your bedroom. Also, we can have this rifle. That is fine. So pop him in the old prison there, if you could. I know this is a little new to you. But go ahead and drop him in there. And then hold tight, kid. So, Beta, good news. I'm going to give you good medicine. Dweeb, bad news. You're a doctor now. So if you could go prioritize tending to Beta, how much did we mess you up, Beta? Not completely horribly. I mean, you got stabbed a bunch of times by the traps, but you'll cope with that. My 14-year-old doctor will be here, who's not exceptionally good at doctor. Actually, come here, Dweeb. Yeah, no, he's terrible. Beta, you could probably be advising him if you're conscious, like telling him what to do, because you're a better doctor. But you'll get it done. So yeah, you'll be fine. Okay, so no more bleeding out. You're gonna be totally fine. Dweeb. We need to put you on #1 wardening now. So make sure we feed prisoners and things like that, if you could. I might back you off a little bit on cooking. And then when you're done with the planting stuff, again, I'd love to get some more trees chopped down with the traps. We see the traps are doing their jobs very, very well, and that we've killed a turkey and a gazelle, and Beta lives here now. I need another bedroom. Okay, you know what? We're going to make all of that happen. All this is going to happen. You know what I've got is those marble blocks. So how about we did a marble wall like this? This is not how I thought the base was going to go together, but here we are. And I know you don't have enough wood right now, but the kid's going to be on it. I know, Dweeb. I'm sorry. What do you want from me, kid? All right, Beta's got to have your bed. It's a pretty nice bed, actually. Is it a pretty nice bed? It's a normal bed. It's better than mine. So let's no. All of these things are wrong. Actually, a granite double bed. No, I won't have enough blocks for any of that. Could I do a single bed out of stone? That is 45. All right, so I've got some marble, and it looks like they put in all the marble here. Yeah, you know what? Just so we don't use up the steel. I said I had what, marble? Yeah, marble. Let's do a marble bed right here. It's not a great bed, but it'll get the job done. I mean, you're sleeping on a rock. Sleeping on a marble rock. Oh, you're sleeping on a rock right now, so this can't be that different. I should probably deconstruct a lot of these floors. I could get some granite out of that. Well, this has been a bit of a day. So Beta lives here now. We're going to work on Beta. Speaking of which, let's work on beginning to convert you. This is going to take forever. Beta's going to be there for like the end of time. What is your social? 2. Just to convert Beta is going to be a chore. Like, Dave, don't convert him then. It's easier to convert them when they're prisoners, I find, rather than trying to convert them later, because they're kind of a captive audience. You see what I did there? They're a captive audience. So it's slower, but it's easier than trying to convert them once they become colonists. And speaking of which, 23 resistance. Oh, Beta, you're going to be living here a long, long time. Guys, that is probably an excellent place to call it on this first little part of RimWorld, the Mechanitor. This is going to be fascinating. I'm just completely rethinking how I do this, which is fun. That's why I wanted to start these RimWorld series, is to do things a little bit differently for me. Just kind of mix it up in my own world. But do keep the comments coming in. Let me know what you're thinking of the Mechanitor here, our little 14-year-old Mechanitor. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, do please leave a like down below. It does cheer me up no end when people do that. And if you're new to the channel, maybe just checking it out for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button. See more of this ridiculous nonsense. Until then, I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time. You know what, kids? I'm the camp counselor who's going to teach you the truth. All right? None of this mamby-pamby kumbaya nonsense. All right? We're learning the truth here. The truth is death and disappointment and theft. Basically, I did the theft. Everything else is on you. Robot, how do we rescue you? I don't know how to rescue you. I'm also not sure I ever knew you were a woman. So once again, the fish are on fire, and you're on fire. Isabella is in fact on fire. The YouTube Awards ceremony for the best YouTubers of the time. I think this may be a mild exaggeration. I look like I'm paralyzed with fear and or hunger up on stage there.